my name is Nancy. Welcome to your yoga practice today. We're going to work on footwork because when you work with your feet, you can improve your posture, your flexibility, your balance. And I don't know how many hours a day you have your feet stuffed in shoes, but a lot of times we lose function in the feet without even realizing it. So let's start our practice. Let's just make space for ourselves, and we're going to take 3 sun breaths. They go like this. I'll show you and then we'll do 3. Inhale your arms over your head. Inhale through your nose. Put your palms together. Purse your lips. And exhale through your lips as you bring your hands over heart center. Inhale through the nose, arms up over the head. Palms together, purse your lips, exhale through your lips as you bring your hands over heart center. Let's do 2 more. Inhale up, exhale down. 1 more time. Inhale up, exhale down. Beautiful. So before we work with our feet, we're going to assess a couple of things first. So if we assess ourselves, then we know where we feel before we do the work, and we know how we feel after we do the work. So starting from standing, we're going to do single leg stand first. And so I want you to shift your weight into your right foot by tapping your left toe. You can put your hands on your hips if you want, or bring your hands over heart center. And then you're going to lift that knee up. Try to come to 90 degrees at the hips and 90 degrees at the knee. And then just notice your right foot, ankle, leg, hip. Pull your right hip into your midline. When you wobble, notice which direction you have a tendency to wobble to. Or if you feel like you're going to fall out of the balance, which direction would you go? Would you go this way or would you go this way? Just good information to know about yourself. How does your foot feel? How does your ankle feel? And then step down. Shift weight into your left foot by tapping your right toes. Bring that left hip in if it's out. Lift your knee up 90 degrees at the hips, 90 degrees at the knee. And then just notice what your body wants to do. What your foot and ankle want to do. Do you want to go right? Do you want to go left, forward, back? Does it feel steady? Does it feel wobbly? It's okay if it's wobbly. It's kind of good if you fall out of the balance because that's just practice catching yourself in case you do fall. And then step down. Next thing we're going to do is we're just hinging at the hips. You're going to have your hands on your hips and draw your elbows back. That opens your chest, the front of your shoulders. Standing steady through your feet, just hinging at your hips. Go down only as much as you can. You're going to keep a long spine, flat back. You're going to try to stop from sending your hips back. And go down wherever you can go. If you can go halfway, that's good. And then notice how your body feels, but then bring yourself back up. We're going to do it 2 times, so pay attention on the second time. Hinging at the hips. Chest down. And you are trying to notice what feels tight, what feels loose, what feels long. Any of the characteristics that you might be feeling in your body. And then slowly come up. Good. We're going to do that same thing with a split stance. Take your right foot back. Left foot forward. Hips are forward. Go ahead and hinge the first time. Keep your spine long. Come back up. Then hinge the second time. How do you feel through your feet? How do you feel through your ankles? How do you feel through your legs? Maybe your glutes, your back, and then come back up. Stepping together, you're going to take that left foot back. Hips forward, squeaks out that first time. Slowly come up, and then you're going to go down the second time, wherever you can go. Long spine, flat back, chest down first. What do you feel in your feet, your ankles, your legs, your hips, your back? Is your belly helping? And then slowly come up. Good. So for this footwork, we're going to be sitting for a while. So if you want a chair, you can use one. You can sit in a chair like this, and you'll be crossing your leg over like this. If you're comfortable sitting on the floor, you can sit on the floor, put something to sit on, maybe a blanket, bolster, pillow, and we're going to be into easy pose. So in your easy pose, can you bring your right foot up on your left thigh? I suggest using a block, and you can hang your foot right off the side. All right? So the first thing we're going to start with is if your right foot is up, you're going to take your left hand on the heel and your right hand over the top of your foot, kind of where your toe knuckles are, or on the other side of your ball mound. And you're just gently going to twist. So your left hand goes in one direction and your right hand goes in the other. Kind of like you're wringing out a rag. And you're just twisting back and forth a little bit. Good. Then you're going to release that, and with your left hand, you're going to put it on your big toe, hold your foot with your right hand, and you're going to move your toe in all directions, front and back, and then you're going to try to rotate in one way, rotate in the other way. Then take your next toe, your second toe, go front and back, rotate in one way, and then rotate in the other way. Your third toe, front and back, rotate one way, and then the other way. And then your fourth toe, and your little toe. Back and forth, and then rotate one way, and rotate the other way. Good, and then releasing that. Then you're going to take your thumbs and massage the bottom of your foot with your thumbs. So you're massaging the bottom of the toes to start with. Get that nice and good. Get some blood circulating there. A little massage. And then go to the ball mound of your foot. So you're massaging your ball mound with your thumbs. If using your knuckles is easier in some way, you can do that. And then your instep, massaging that. And then go from there to that outer arch, right next to your instep. And then you're going to go to your heel. So get your thumbs massaging through your heels, nice and good. If one part feels like it needs a little more, go ahead and do that. All right, release that. Take your left hand, and you're going to try to put a finger between each toe. So, your toes might be together and they might not be able to spread, or you might not be able to push your fingers all the way down. But you're going to try to put fingers between your toes and spread them. So even throughout the day, you can try lifting your toes and spreading them. And then just move back and forth. You can hold your ankle with your right hand, and you're going to move your toes back and forth at that toe joint where they meet your body, meet your foot. And if you can go around, you can go around. Toes don't actually rotate, but they have that kind of movement. And then if you want to bend your ankle and straighten it, pointing and flexing. And you can release your fingers from your toes, wiggle your toes if you want to. And the last thing on this side is I want you to feel up from your ankle. There's a tendon that goes down the outside of your leg above your ankle. And you can probably feel a little, if you feel around, you can probably feel a little recess in that area. And you just want to take those thumbs and massage down. So that tendon goes down and connects to the outer edge of your foot there. And if it's tight, it can also reduce function in your feet. All right, so we got that done. And then just relax for a minute. We're going to start with the other side. If you're in a chair, switch legs. If you're in easy pose, switch the leg on top, or use your handy dandy block or something you have from your house. And we're just going to start on that left foot. So take your right hand and hold the heel, your left hand across the top of your foot, just underneath your toes, and then just move one hand in one direction and the other hand in the other direction, like you're trying to wring out your foot, like this. And then you can release that. Take your right hand and grab your big toe. You can hold your foot or ankle with your left hand. And you're going to take your big toe back and forth, forward and back, and then rotate in one direction and rotate in the other direction. Second toe, front and back. Rotate one way, and then rotate the other way. Third toe, front and back. Rotate. Fourth toe, front and back. And rotate. And that little toe. Sometimes I want to call it a pinky toe. Front and back. And then rotate one way, and then the other. Good. And then you're going to take your thumbs and massage the bottom of your toes. Let's see if I come back this way a little bit. So you're just going to take your thumbs and massage the bottom of your toes. And then you can go to the ball mound of your foot. You're just massaging the bottom. You might be surprised, some areas you might feel a little tightness or a little discomfort. And then go into that instep. Next up would be your outer arch. Going on to your heel. If you feel someplace needs a little bit more, go ahead and do that. And then relax. So take your right hand and you're going to try to put a finger between each toe. As best you can. Try to open your toes up. Try to open your toes up. Toe separators, use those fingers there. Get them in as good as you can. And then you can hold your ankle with your left hand and you're just going to go back and forth right at your ball mound or where your toes come in connection to your foot. just back and forth. And you can move around a little bit. And then if you want to go ahead and move through your ankle and your toes, pointing and flexing. And release your fingers, you can wiggle your toes, relax your hands. And then you're going to try to find that tendon. It's above your ankle, and you can kind of feel for it. And if it's tight, you'll probably notice you're feeling that little recess in your leg. And just massaging that area with your thumbs. And then release your feet. Feet and toes all ready, right? So let's do the assessment again and just notice. You may or may not notice anything, but let's just notice and see if there's any difference. So putting your weight in your right foot by tapping your left toe. Lift your left knee 90 degrees if you can. Hold yourself there. You can notice, I don't want to put words in your mouth, so notice what you notice, but is your foot, does it feel steadier, flatter, longer, warmer, nothing, doesn't have to feel something. And then put that foot down, you're going to switch weight into your left leg, tap your right toe, and then lift that right knee up. 90 degrees at the knee, 90 at the hips if you can. How do you feel through your steadiness, balance? We're going to check flexibility in a minute. But this also helps your posture because it helps relieve tension in your back body, all the way up the back of your legs, all the way up behind your head, and then put your foot down. Hinging just at the hips. Draw your elbows back. And keep a long spine. Go down one time just so your body knows what you're doing. And then slowly come up. And the second time you go down, you're going to notice. So pay attention. How do your feet, ankles, legs, glutes, maybe back, how do they feel compared to before we did our foot exercises? And then slowly come up. Take your right foot back, hips forward, hinge at your hips, lead with your chest, go wherever you can go. Notice behind your legs, glutes, notice your feet, your ankles. What feels different? What feels better? Or maybe you feel nothing at all. We're all a little bit different. My hope is to try things to practice that improve from where you're at. So let's take your left foot back, right foot forward, hips forward, hinge at your hips, one time down, and then come back up, and then hinge again, and just notice. Back of your leg, foot, ankle, hips back. Does it feel longer? Is it easier? Is it less stiff? Is it more flexible? What words would you use? And then slowly come up. Good. Take your hands behind your back and just straighten your arms, interlace your fingers, and pull away. And then release yourself back down to a seat. We're going to finish with 3 sun breaths, making the exhale a little bit longer than the inhale. So inhale, sweep your arms up, purse your lips, hands together, exhale through your lips, hands over heart center. In breath through the nose, arms go up, hands together, purse your lips. One more time. Thank you for working on your balance, flexibility, and posture today by moving through your feet. Namaste.